Hey creators, it's me, Tyler, and it's a new month, which means I have a new income report for my product reviews. And so let's head over to the spreadsheet. Um, I love doing these videos for you because, uh, my day job is as a teacher, but I have had a pretty significant side stream of income from product reviews for the last few years now, and a lot of things have changed. And so the reason I love going through the spreadsheet is I can show you trends, I can show how things are happening right now, and I can talk to you about what I'm doing to make sure that that income stays up. Because unlike most people who do product reviews and most people in the Amazon Influencer Program who work really hard at it for a year and then kind of fade out, I continue to make content and I continue to earn money. I've treated it more like a job than I think most people do, even though it's only a few hours a week for me. It's a consistent few hours a week. And so I'm producing new videos every month. And so that's why I love doing this spreadsheet. Hopefully you find some value here. All right, so I'm just going to unveil some things here a little at a time. Sometimes I show it all to you at once, sometimes I do it a little at a time. We're going to start here with just looking at the what I accomplished this month. So I created 68 new videos, which is up for the summer. If you've been following my journey, you know that now that I'm into the summer months, I'm only teaching two classes this summer, which is still a significant time commitment. I'm still going into work at 6 o'clock every morning and working for at least an hour or two every day, but some days I'm working all the way to noon. And part of that's just for my teaching, but also I have a few YouTube channels on education, and so I'm producing content for those channels in the morning. And then in the afternoon, I go home and I work on other projects, which also includes product reviews. And it was a little bit more this month to do those 68 videos. 42 of them I shot in a single afternoon with my wife. We had the day, we actually did it on Memorial Day. We had the morning we went hiking, we did a fun thing as a family at lunch, but we had like 3 hours in the afternoon and we just cranked them out and shot 40 videos. And then it took me the rest of the week to kind of edit those a little bit and publish those. But most of the 68 videos that I accomplished were just last week. I had up to that point, I think I'd done 7 videos. So most of that was next week or last week. My total videos, I'm going to hit 2,500 videos probably here this week. And so that's a lot. And bear in mind, that's just product review videos that go onto YouTube and onto Amazon. I'm not including TikTok Shop. I'm not including other videos. I actually have one of my goals for the summer. I have three main goals for the summer, and one of them is to create and publish 1,000 videos. But that's not just product reviews, that's across all my channels. All right, so clicks. This one reveals kind of how many people are viewing your videos, if they're getting bumped off the carousels, and the overall shopping trends. So I like to show that one. And we see that this month our clicks went way down. So we're going to expect our earnings to go way down this month as well. This is the lowest I've ever seen, at least since March 2023, which was my 5th month in the program, and I only had 110 videos. So now I have 2,500 videos and I'm getting the same amount of clicks. That doesn't bode well. So we're going to expect to see some lowering. Before we get to the on-site, let's look at the things that historically don't make very much for me. So you see last month our zeros was in foreign storefronts and in TikTok Shop. So this month you'll see in TikTok Shop, I didn't post any new videos, but I did make 11 bucks from some old products. I keep saying I'm going to do more on TikTok Shop, but I just hate the platform so much. Just everything about it is wrong and icky to me, and so it's hard for me to want to be on that platform ever. I might publish some things there, but I just haven't. All right. When we look at our foreign storefronts, let me open up all three of those. This is something that was trending up for a while, and you see my Canadian storefront didn't do well last month. The UK storefront dropped quite a bit last month, and then I did make a couple sales on a German storefront. And I say Germany, but I also have Australia in there. Sometimes some from one country make a sale, but it's minimal, right? So right now I'm not excited about foreign storefronts. However, I still need to make a video talking about this, but I'm hiring my children this summer to do a summer internship, and one of my children is looking at my foreign storefronts, and we're going to upload some videos. We have not done that so far this year. I haven't added any new content. So by uploading potentially a few hundred videos, we might see some jump there. As far as offsite, you see that through the last 6 months, it's been pretty consistently in the low $100 to $150 range. And so this month, right there, consistent with where it has been. So that's encouraging, seeing that how much fewer clicks we got on Amazon. At least we're getting clicks offsite with YouTube and other things. So let's go to YouTube next, actually. With YouTube, I was averaging just under $300 for the last little bit, and this month was about the same. So what that tells me is shopping wise, people are probably shopping about as much through quarter 1 and into quarter 2. It hasn't drastically changed. So when we see some changes on Amazon, it's because Amazon is making the change, not because shopping is necessarily different. Creator Connections was my next spot, and you saw that this was dropping consistently month over month. Part of that was because I wasn't prioritizing it. I have definitely prioritized it the last month. I've reached out to companies and worked with others. I've done several videos on Creator Connections. I found my own products that were on Creator Connections and uploaded those. So where I went from spending zero time on this for over a year, this last month I probably spent an hour a week on Creator Connections, which is a sizable increase for me. And what did it result in? A little bit more money. Not enough that it was worth the time, but I haven't had any viral videos on there in some time, and so it's encouraging that that is increasing. $500 in a month is still, it's definitely worth an hour a week. It's probably worth 3 or 4 hours a week, so I might continue to increase my effort there. And then the on-site commissions, this is where I expected to see the biggest drop. And I did see a drop, but it wasn't quite as big as I was expecting. So $1,900 this month on on-site commissions. When we total, I skipped one. And I skipped one that I really worked hard on. This has been a priority this summer. I have worked harder on sponsored videos, and I actually did more, but at a lower rate this month. So I made $900, but the average per video dropped from $70 in April to about $50 in May. So I did make more videos, but at a lower price point. That's still pretty good. Overall, my average is still much higher than it used to be. And when people reach out to me, I'm starting at a much higher price point, which is great. We add those all together, and that's going to give you these three things. Made just under $4,000 for the month, which is pretty great, about $130 a day. And that took my total so far since I started product reviews about 2.5 years ago. I've made $150,000. So am I on track to make another $50,000 this year? Let me uncover all this more advanced analytics to kind of show you that. So right now I'm a little under to make about 46,000 just based on this month. But you see, I've been pretty consistent this year. My goal was to earn $50,000, and I'm on track for that. Now, as we look at clicks per video, earnings per click, earnings per video, that's the one that's the lowest. Earnings per day and earnings per video, and this is just for on-site commissions. You see, those are continuing to drop. So what we see with the Amazon Influencer Program is it's getting harder and harder, which I know we've been saying this every month for almost 2 years now. For Amazon, as a percentage of my total product reviews, my on-site commissions for the first time dropped under 50%, which means I have to prioritize Creator Connections, I have to prioritize sponsored reviews, and I really should look at other platforms like TikTok Shop. But we're still on track. And if we look at the yearly results, let's scroll back down here and just show you what we've done year to date. This, of course, is useful information as well. So if we look at that, you see, and I do have the pie, but we're not going to go through that today. Let's see. On site, I've made over $110,000 so far, 11,000 so far this year. Um, and then if we add all these up across, YouTube now has accounted for 8,000 total dollars. I love YouTube. I think that's for me where I care the most moving forward is prioritizing YouTube. And so um, we'll keep that in the mix. Have made over $150,000 total so far and $20,000 so far this year. So I am kind of on track to hit that $50,000 as long as things jump up in Q4 a little bit. We're in pretty good shape. So I just wanted to show you all that data. As far as the future of product reviews, what I'm learning is if you work at it, if you're consistent, you'll make money. Obviously, if I treated this more seriously, if this was 20 hours a week, even 40 hours a week, I think you can make six figures if you had this as a full-time job. But it takes a while to kind of build up that catalog. The cool thing at this point is if I left for a month, I'd still make about the same that I make month over month. It's not going to change dramatically because now I have 2,500 micro assets that are making me a little bit of money each month. Now, of those 2,500, probably 2,000 aren't making anything, but that means 500 are making me a little bit every month. And, as I continue to add to that, and as I add the right kind of products, and as I do creator connections and I'm smart about it, that's going to be at least consistent. But if I increase my efforts, I could increase my income. And so I'm really encouraged by that. That's just my earnings report for this month. If you like these kind of videos, let me know. If you have any specific questions, let me know. I have been answering questions through video shorts. I've started to do more of that on this channel. And so be looking at my shorts category or playlist to get answers to those questions. But I'll also probably put it in text because I just don't get that much engagement. It's a small channel. So if you ask me a question, there's a good chance I'm going to answer you. All right. Have an awesome day. Bye-bye.